Hello, this is Aaron from AaronOnAutos.com, and today we are doing a shaky cam interior review. This time we're in a 2015 Chrysler 200C. This is just a great car all the way around. There's a couple of things I wanted to point out. This particular one has all the options with one exception, and that is there is no sunroof. Otherwise, it pretty much has everything you can get with this car, and you can get a lot of stuff with this car. Chrysler's done a phenomenal job here. They're really gunning for the mid-size sedan market, and they hit it really well with this car. So let's get to it. Starting over here, you have your usual windows, mirrors, and you notice this wood. I'm not a big fan of this color of wood, but it's a nice inlay, and it carries throughout the cabin. So honestly, if it was me, I would like either a really light, like a bamboo, or much darker than this. Just something a little more than this kind of washed out grayish thing. But regardless, over here you have your seat memory and door handles, and you see this this brushed look here is also carried throughout. There's both this and the chrome you're seeing right here and right here. Great design job on this one here. I really like the two-tone metals and things that they did here. Makes this car seem much more luxurious than its price tag would assume. Down here you have your lighting, fog lamps or push button. Right here you have two different dimmers. I've been using this one. This dims everything, including the infotainment. Really cool to note that. And then here's your trunk release. So pretty straightforward there. When we get to the steering wheel, this right here controls what's on that screen right there. And here's your telematics. Over here, here's your cruise control. This has the adaptive cruise control, and I really like it, and I especially like the way Chrysler's done it. They've taken it one step further. So here's how you turn that on, or you can turn on standard cruise control without the adaptive. So you have both options, which is pretty cool. You never see that in a car. And this is how you your distance control. So you set your following distance here, and when you turn it on, you'll see an indicator up there, and it'll have a number of lines. They go from 1 to 4. Each one of those lines is about a vehicle length, give or take. The first one is roughly 2 lengths, right? So if you have one little line, that's about 2 vehicle lengths, and then it goes from there, about a length per line after that. That's a rough estimate. There's probably an exact footage or something. I have no idea. And then set and reset and so forth. So pretty... nothing special here outside of how cool this system works. This has paddle shifting. On the back of the paddles, down in the middle, right about here, are buttons, one on each side. So you have the regular paddle shifter, and then you have that little button. That button controls the infotainment. It does different things. This one over, if I remember correctly, there's a 50-50 chance I'm wrong. The one over here changes the station, and the one over here changes the, I believe it's presets and one station up, if I remember. I'm probably totally wrong. It's not that important. All right, and you'll notice this is one of the few Chryslers that still has 2 dongles. I asked about this when I first saw this car, when Chrysler showed it off at an event, and what I was told was they did some surveys and stuff, and talked with some customers, and found that the majority of people that will be buying this car prefer to have the old 2 over just 1. So even though the lighting is down here, this up here still controls your blinkers and brights, and this over here controls your washer wipers. So a little bit of a note there. So looking, since we're here, here's the instrument cluster. Now, tachometer, pretty straightforward, and speedometer, pretty straightforward. You can also, you have a lot of options in here. There's tons of stuff you can change and do things to. So you can flip through and see just a million and one options in there. I'll kind of go through a couple of them. Here's your fuel economy. This is your driver assist. So you see that little indicator right there? That's the lane keeping. It means that it's on. What this does is it keeps the car inside the lane, so it physically drives the car, keeps it inside the lane. If you let go of the steering wheel for a little while, after it's turned you a couple times and realizes you're not giving it any resistance, it will start beeping and getting angry with you because you're trying to make it drive the car and it's not supposed to do that. Yeah, so that's there's just a whole lot of stuff in here. Here's oil life, and here's the speedometer in digital. So if you need the speedometer, there's just a lot of really neat little things that you can find in here. So that's kind of a anything you want to know about the car. You can flip through a lot of little menus and just find stuff. So it's a pretty cool system. I've enjoyed fiddling with it. It's you can find out tire pressures, all kinds of stuff in there. So also here's your direction, outside temperature. That stuff also shows over here on almost every screen at the top there. So pretty cool stuff. And then you'll have here's your fuel and your engine heat. So it's a pretty straightforward screen, but it gives you a lot of information. I really like it, and it's also very clear. It's easy to read. Some of the smaller ones are hard to read. So since we talked about it, here's your info. Here's the infotainment screen. This is the Uconnect, of course. It's got everything you can imagine. Some of the cool stuff are you can go over here to the settings here for like seat heating and venting and steering wheel heat and whatnot. You can actually go into the settings and you can, if I remember where it's located, it's on this screen, I know that. You can go in here and you can auto on comfort right there. And you can tell it, so you can set your settings and then tell it to do that every single time you turn on the car. That's pretty cool because like wintertime right now, if the weather's consistently bad, maybe you're in the habit of remote starting your car. Well, you have it so that at every single start or on every remote start, it starts the heat, the bun warmers, or remote start, maybe you want to have it so that it automatically does the defrost or something like that. Bam, right there. That is a cool idea. Very, very convenient. Then you have a lot of other stuff. This has apps and navigation and so forth. Just a very cool thought process went into this. Somebody was really thinking from an everyday use perspective, and that's what you get when people think like that. And then another little thing that's really awesome. Very few cars do this. There's a button. You push that. Bam. Screen turns off. At nighttime, awesome. And then all you have to do to turn it on is touch the screen or touch that. Traction control, and this is a back button for the menus up there if you want to, a little bit easier kind of a navigation, just to speed things up. Sometimes the back button up here is very small, and in the corner, it's hard to hit while you're moving. All right, and then you have volume and tuning. And basic climate controls right here. So you can do the quick stuff right here, quickly hit the defrost, quickly do the back window, quickly set your temperature. This is dual climate zone. Quickly set your temperature, anything like that. And then for more complicated stuff, use the climate button right there. Nicely done, very simple to use, easy to use. And this is the new Chrysler shifter. So you just turn the dial to shift. When you want to go into sport, you push it down and go over to sport. This is the 6-cylinder version of this car. I would honestly tell you that with the 6-cylinder, going to sport doesn't really change a lot. It changes the shifting dynamics, but it's not any more sporty in my mind. It doesn't feel any more sporty. So, you know, take it for what it is. Over here you have, this car is, by the way, has a lot of get up and go anyway. So, I don't know. Some people might like sport mode, but personally I didn't get anything out of it. Over here, this is electronic parking brakes. Become a big fan of these just because they're so much simpler. When you have a car like this that's not meant for rallying or anything else, you don't really need a physical handbrake. And these always work, so you know you don't have any issues. If you need to use this because your physical other brakes have failed and stuff, this still works. And then storage, they did a really awesome job. Now you see it's open and down in here. Now this storage here opens when you pull this to release it, and it comes back. You see there's two different settings, so you still have your drink holder with this, or you can pull it all the way open. And then this has a hole right here. It probably won't focus well enough in the light to show you it, but there's a hole right here where my finger is. And so where all the plugs are here for USB and whatnot, you can pass those cords through here so that you can set your phone down on the non-slip over in there. So you can have, you could have your stuff in there and have it plugged in here. Also, you have a 115 volt outlet down there. That's part of the upfit package with the infotainment and whatnot. Then, now that's a non-slip down in the bottom, and it's removable, so you can pull the rubber out, clean it, put it back. Then, when you close, let's close this and open this bad boy. Now you look down in there, that's another big hole, but it goes all the way forward. So where this was slid back, you still have all of this tunnel open. Very, very cool. Lots of space in this thing. I'm just really, really amazed. And then, as an added bonus, this slides back and forth to give you a little more of an armrest. And then just look at the interior. This is exceedingly soft rubber right here. This is hard plastic, but it's not cheap, so it feels good. And you just have the color carrying throughout the cabin. Good sized back seats, beautiful right here, beautiful leather here. And then you'll notice this matches the wood here, so you have this nice little touch. Just a well done interior, very, very pretty, exceedingly comfortable, and very quiet. The quietness of this car is on par with luxury vehicles I've been in, so very good job on this one, Chrysler. You did a beautiful job on this car. Yeah, just I can't say that enough. Just a very, very good job here. So for AaronOnAutos.com, this has been Aaron talking about the 2015 Chrysler 200C. Talk to you again soon.